There was once a Maltese man called Biagio Manfre, and he made his living in a rather unusual way. He would throw up on demand for money, and he even did this for the Pope. Biagio was born in the early 17th century in Birgo, and he later goes to live in Valletta, around the area of Fort St. Elmo, which is where I am now. He discovered at a young age that he could throw up whenever he wanted. He could even vomit a stream of water strong enough to knock someone over. He once threw up confetti and perfume liquid all over some Knights of St. John.
Brother,
But Biagio murders a Knight of St. John in Malta, and he flees the country and never returns. He goes to Sicily and he starts making a living by throwing up. He drinks 50 glasses of water for an audience, and then he vomits the liquid back up in different forms: red and white wine, oil, milk, beer, not Kinney, sadly. Biagio threw up spirits which he would set fire to, making a kind of flamethrower. He even began to urinate in a flow so strong that it would knock a man over. At one point, Pope Urban VIII asks Biagio to throw up for him. Not on him, you understand, that would be a bit kinky. So Biagio goes to the Vatican and he voms for the Pope. Biagio then goes on a European tour, visiting France, Germany and the Netherlands, throwing up on demand for money. Well, a man's got to make a living. He's described at the time as being famous in nearly all Europe. He finally settles in Paris, gets married and has 2 kids. Now, how on earth was Biagio doing all this? We don't know for sure, but he did train another man called Floram Marchand to also vomit on demand. Floram was accused of being a fraud. There were claims that he, and therefore probably Biagio, had swallowed wood chippings beforehand to make the water look like wine before it would then be thrown back up. Apparently, when Biagio would drink water from a bucket, there would be other kinds of liquids hidden nearby, and he was somehow able to drink these and then throw them back up instead of the water. So this does mean that Biagio could actually vomit whenever he wanted, which is really quite weird. Biagio was never exposed as a fraud, so he remains known in history as the Maltese man who threw up for a living. If you've been enjoying these videos and you'd like to support me in making more, then good news, you can now buy me a coffee. Just click the link in the bio to make a donation, and thank you. For more tales of the terrible and stories of the strange, follow Dark Malta Tours.